Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Hello everyone in the audience here, and hello everyone watching us online. I only have 5 minutes, so just let's jump right at the topic. So, when you are transforming an organization, there are two questions that pop. First, how can you transform a massive, complex organization like ThoughtWorks with more than 30 years in the business and with a global reach? The second question is transforming the organization to do what exactly? These two questions didn't matter to me at the beginning because I was in this sort of caterpillar state when I joined our operations department back in 2020. I was brought to design a new tool for our consultants to plan their growth within the organization. The tool is called Pathways, and still today is a success. 92% of our thought workers are planning their growth using that tool today. We then went ahead and released our own learning tool called Campus, and then we continued and released another custom-made tool called Summit that is meant to track our performance. So, a question that arises here, is it releasing custom-made software means to transform an organization? Hold on to that question. I'm going to show. So, one thing that shows you those kind of tools is signs of the culture where you need to drive that transformation. For instance, let's take Summit, our performance tool. What happened when 85% of your consultants succeed in their performance cycles? What does that mean? Does it mean that we are a culture of achievers? Or actually we are a culture of avoiding difficult conversations? Hence, I'm going to be granting to my colleagues a nice rating in their performance. Food for thought, right? So go back to the original question. Is that really transforming organizations? Well, it's definitely not. Change doesn't mean transformation. More often than not, organizations continue running change programs one after another, and they are no more than just band-aids that help organizations not really tackling the deeper issues that a transformation needs to actually tackling. And actually, research backs up that. In 2022, the average employee experienced 10 change programs in comparison with just 2 in 2016. Can you imagine the level of fatigue that we have in the employee side with so many change programs? No wonder transformations sometimes don't really come to anywhere in organizations today. So, if not change, what is organizational transformation? According to the academics, this is the definition of, or one of the definitions of organizational transformation. I would add a layer to that. Where they say leaders, I would say agents of change. And when I say agents of change, what I mean is the emergence of the designer in operations department to help facilitating that transformation. And that's what happened to us in 2022. Lots of change programs, lots of custom-made tools, but we were not transforming according to where we wanted to go. We had to go back and start asking deeper questions about our organization. With 30 years in the business, deeper questions are, what is our distinctive approach still? Or who are we as an organization? We then started to look at the capabilities that existed in the organization and having to decide which ones are we going to be keeping, which ones are we going to be hiring or recruiting because we need them. These are new things to help us transform. Which ones we can transform via learning, and then which ones we simply have to drop because they don't serve us anymore in the organization. Another key question is asking yourselves, what is the shape of the organization? At ThoughtWorks today, we are moving from a federated model to a more centralized model. You can imagine the amount of friction and change processes that this creates. But the most important question, what counts as value when you are transforming? There are only two things that you can do when transforming from operations. Either you are saving cost to the organization or you are making money to the organization. Designers today, more than ever, they have to speak the language of the business. And speak the language of the business is the language of return of investment. You can try to put tangible numbers to the cost of the transformation. Because in essence, organizational transformation is a design problem. And a design problem is a business problem. And I want to finalize by showing you this blueprint. This is what I started using when I entered the operations department. I knew I wasn't just designing a tool to help our workers' growth. I was trying to connect different functions. So I imagined Thoughtworks to be this big city where people had to go from A to B, just to find out that there was not even a subway line between these 2 points. So my final remark on that is that organizational transformation is not absolutely necessary in organizations. If you put a designer on the table, it could be intriguing, but it could be also somehow a fun thing to do. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow in my workshop.